Hello, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and today we're going to talk all about Hedge and where to get some pretty ridiculous yields on USH, which is a stable coin. So to start off, like Hedge is kind of a very similar protocol to Hubble, if you're familiar with Hubble. It is effectively a stablecoin that is collateralized by debt. You can come over here and borrow USH against all of these types of collateral at various different LTVs. One of the cool things you can do is borrow against CUSDC, which maybe not intuitively is Solend USDC that's interest bearing. So Solend USDC is already getting about 4% intrinsically, which is cool. So this is another 1% on top of it. And then you can borrow USH against that and go get a yield on that. So that's one of the cool strategies you can do, one of many. But effectively, it's a collateralized stablecoin, which I like, just as a rule of thumb. That doesn't mean that it'll never depeg. It just means that it's much less likely to depeg. But if you're borrowing it against another asset that you like more, then you're already neutral on it. It doesn't really matter. So just consider your long or short exposure to the asset. There are vaults, there are pools. One of the interesting things you'll see here is places you can go get a yield on. Look at that, USH, USDC, 103%. There is a big caveat there. You can't just go and get that 103%. That is for hyper concentrated liquidity. So Orca now does what like Uniswap V3 does, which is concentrated liquidity. So if you go onto Orca and you look at all these ridiculous APRs, right? These are very misleading APRs. So if I connect my wallet, and then go to actually deposit, you can see the suggested amount. I would get much less, but let's go to custom so you can sort of see this for real. If I do this range, which is what they suggest, I am only getting 4% APR, not that 100%. If I tighten that range to a much more reasonable range, let's keep tightening, like that seems just about good, right? Probably gonna be pretty okay within this range, which is where most of the swaps happen. Still can get 85%. So again, you can come onto Hedge. Actually, you would maybe go onto Solend. You would go over to C tokens, potentially. This is just what I might do, right? You would convert some USDC to CUSDC. Take that USDC over to Hedge. Click on borrow. Open a vault, collateralize your USDC, your CUSDC, borrow 80% LTV, so you can borrow 80% USH against that, and then I would short farm the USH. What I mean by that is I would convert half that USH into USDC, so I'm effectively shorting half of that USH, but they're both stable, so it doesn't really matter. But then I have less exposure to USH, which I love, even though I'm already neutral on it. And then I would take that over to Orca, and then I'd throw it in here with a pretty decent range, and I'd be getting some good APR. I love this strategy. I think this is great, and I really wish I had some fun to deploy into it. I'm not saying it'll last forever, and in fact, maybe some LTV would probably dramatically reduce the APRs here, but for right now, it's a good strategy. Then we have, what do we have? I think there's some stuff on Saber. Let me go back to pools. Saber has 30%. I guess that's it. For some reason, I thought there was stuff on Quarry with USH also, but maybe that was USDH. Yeah, I think so. So anyways, Hedge you can also use on Port Finance. This is another one of the things I just want to talk about. Port Finance recently opened up the Hedge Innovation Zone. As an aside, I'm going to the Solana thingy tomorrow in New York City for builders, so I'm really excited to meet some of the Solana builders there. I have a soft spot for Solana now just because of all the really cool protocols and, more honestly, all of the great yields on Solana. I know the chain is silly and it goes down sometimes, and they recently had some wallet issues, to say the least, but at the end of the day, really great building teams, genuinely, and fast, speedy yields, So anyways, you can go to, and I'm not, paid or sponsored by anyone on anyone, especially not on the Solana team. I just, just being honest, Solana has some of the best yields right now. So in the Hedge Innovation Zone, you can see USH currently 0.1 0.3% off peg, 99.7 cents. So, I don't know if that means anything to you, but the deposit APY starts off at 15%. So really, if you just wanted to be super conservative, you could get the CUSDC, deposit it into Hedge, get the USH and deposit the USH, and you're making probably around 13 to 14% just by doing that, which is pretty cool, right? With doing nothing else, no additional exposures. So one of the things you can do here is with your USH, you could borrow like Solana, convert that to M Solana, and then collateralize M Solana, borrow Solana, convert to M Solana, collateralize. This is called a liquid staking loop. And in doing this, you're getting the benefits of the liquid staked M Solana, while also paying presumably less to borrow. So we talk a lot more about the liquid staking loops in the DeFi dojo. I don't really talk about it too much publicly because I don't want to dilute these strategies, but this is just one place where you could do that if you understand the strategy. If you want to learn more about those types of strategies, please do join the DeFi dojo. We talk about them and find them all the time, and we are constantly looking for the best yields across DeFi. This is a pretty cool time for me to segue into a pitch for the DeFi dojo. It is the greatest Discord in all of DeFi. I stand by that absolutely. We have the greatest black belt team, which is just like people from across DeFi. Some of them participate a lot, some of them participate much less so, but like just brilliant members, fun place, good vibe. We're constantly talking about yields, constantly talking about strategies. If you go to my stream, you're going to get like all of my particular thoughts. You're going to get all of the sort of chats, the best points, the highlights. I'm going to post them right there without any of the noise and clutter. You're going to get some premium videos from me. Yesterday I did a video and my son was attacking me for half of it. And premium strategies and how to put them out there. So you're going to get cool stuff. But if you want to just come into the free part, you can go into the free chat, right? The free chat is still pretty good, and we still participate there as well. I'm just saying the paid Discord is the best one in the world, in my opinion. And link in the description to the launch pass. Anywho, you can do the liquid stake loop with that. There's just a lot of good strategies. If you go to Solend right now and you're looking for, let's say, a good place to try some other strategies, one thing you could do is go to pools, and then go to, like, you're looking for USH, right? And the only place to see USH is in this pool. This is the Coin98 pool. Now, these yields are very sensitive, so large deposits are going to affect the APYs dramatically. Do keep that in mind. But if you're a smaller fish, if you just want to do a small little strategy, you can come in here, you can borrow USH against USDC, and you're doing all right with that. The borrow APY is 10%, so maybe you'd want to use Pi. Pi is also an over-collateralized stablecoin. Or you could get the USH from Hedge and bring it over here and get 20% on it. You just gotta, make sure you're selling those Coin98 assets to really maximize this strategy. So I don't know. I just think that Hedge has a lot of really cool APYs and APRs right now. I personally would want to hedge my delta. And what that means is I would want to borrow USH against some other asset. Maybe it's CUSDC, maybe it's USDC, maybe it's those are the safest ones. But you could also use Pi or USDH. That way, if USH does depeg, which could happen, right? It's DeFi, anything can happen. If USH does depeg, all you have to do is return the USH that you borrowed and get your initial collateral back out, all the while getting yield. So if you liked this strategy and you want strategies like it, if you're interested in like, hey, all that stuff sounded really cool, I wish I knew about that weeks ago, then join the DeFi dojo. That's where we're talking about cool stuff. And yeah, that's it. This was a fun video, a small little protocol doing a lot of work on Solana right now, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching. My black eye is almost going away. And have a wonderful rest of your